this episode of Donley Cove Talk, we're going to take you with us to Gettysburg. Hello there, everybody. We are on our way home from Gettysburg. However, we shot some stuff while we were there.
We did.
So there's a bunch of little miscellaneous things going on, and we did some paranormal stuff, which we'll put on our Haunted Travels, but we'll put some of that in here too. And instead of us just having a topic for this week, we're just going to share our trip with you.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
So take a look at this. Take a break from making videos this weekend.
Sorry. I think it's really, this is so different from how we normally see Gettysburg that I think it's important.
Yeah, we've been here, jeez, I don't even know.
Tons of, probably at least a dozen, right?
Can't even count how many times we've been here. But this is the first time where there's like nobody here and it's not 2,000 degrees. Because normally we're here in what? July?
Mm-hmm. We usually come the weekend before the battle would have occurred. So we're usually here the very last couple days of June and the beginning of July for the anniversary. But it's so different with the quiet,
Did you hear that?
the calm. I did hear that.
The distance? Oh, that was a car.
And the fog.
Yeah, fog's cool. So those of you who don't know Gettysburg, we'll give you a little tour of what we're looking at here. That up there is a little round top. This is called the slaughter pen right here. A lot of soldiers lost their lives right here because they were trying to take that hill. Union was up on top of the hill. Confederates were back here, sharpshooters, and what's called Devil's Den. That's Devil's Den right there. And they kept charging this hill during the Battle of Gettysburg. If they would have took that hill, there would have been a different outcome. There's a lot of paranormal activity out here that's reported. So of course we have to come. See what's going on. So that down there is where we were. That's Devil's Den. And we're up here on Little Round Top. So there's that little castle looking monument over there. So we're talking here about General Sickles.
Mm-hmm.
That's his bone or his leg that was amputated. We actually saw that.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the National Museum of Health and Medicine
in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same museum that has the bullet that killed Lincoln.
Correct.
And it's free.
That's right.
You can go there. It's just north of Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool museum. So I just read that Sickles was ordered to guard this hill and he went too far west. But he was wounded by a cannonball during the battle.
This path looks a little different in the fall than it does in the summertime. So
a lot more overgrown.
A little overgrown is what I was thinking too. And you could see the colors of things are starting to change. Leaves are falling in our footsteps. We're going to see how much water difference there is now versus in the summertime at the end of the path. Alright, we're coming up on the edge of the waterfall there. And wow, there's a lot more water here now than when we come in the summer. Usually in the summertime we walk way out in there. So, whew. Let's go. See if we can get this way a little bit. These roots are what we're walking over. Get through this path. Lots of tree down. And normally we're walking over there. It's crazy. Yeah, that's what's in the picture now. A lot of debris. Potentially a beaver dam. I don't know.
Maybe mosquitoes on that.
Yeah. Sean, I told you, stop walking on the dam. I guess they must have a lot of people that walk the dam, that they had to put up a sign. This one's new. Alright, here we are at the David Wills house where Lincoln spent the night. And there is Lincoln's statue there showing the room that he slept in that evening. And if we go down just a little bit further, up, look, right about, oh, how about right there? There's our brick. So right outside below, Lincoln could have looked out that window and seen our brick if it was now. Yeah. What do you think there, Mr. Donley?
Very cool. That's very cool.
All right.
Yeah, that's where he stayed and polished off the Gettysburg Address.
Yep. And it's one of our favorite places.
Yep.
So it's befitting that our little brick is right there.
Until they replace the sidewalk, will be part of Gettysburg. There's so many here, though. They go all the way over here.
There's a lot of them. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. So just keep going and going and going. This whole area, for the last several years, they've been doing this, and we just happened to purchase one this year, and they put them in 3 days ago. Yeah. So 3 days ago, our brick became part of this path.
Mayor.
I think it's very cool.
Huh?
It's very cool.
Yeah.
And I love the placement of it too.
Yeah.
So welcome into the Shriver's house. A couple quick things as we're getting started. If you don't mind turning the ringer off on your cell phone, that would be greatly appreciated. The furnishings you see here in the house don't actually belong to the family. We have the inventory of everything that George and Hetty owned in their home, and we use the inventory to purchase the antiques you're going to see throughout the house. over the rest of the house, and it is because it's part of the battlefield. People often forget they fight in town, not just outside of town. We know what happens here in the Shriver house because of Mr. Pierce. When Hetty and the girls leave, he's going to stay in his home throughout the battle with his wife and one other daughter, and he will also write and talk about what he sees. So on the evening of July 1st, after the Union troops had made their way back down through town, Mr. Pierce decided to go up in his garret. Let's see what's coming next. He said when he got up there, he sees the Confederates have already started to come into this part of town. Before he built the addition on his house, he could stand in his garret and look straight into ours through the window in the back. They lined up. So he said when he looked into the Shriver house, he saw Confederates here in the garret breaking holes through our walls. They're going to shoot from here at Cemetery Ridge where the Union troops have reformed. That's going to make those men shoot back. While he was watching, he said he saw one man shot and killed up here. Then some of the soldiers with him went downstairs, came back up with one of Hetty's rugs, rolled the man up in a rug and carried him out back. In 2006, we had a gentleman come here that works cold cases for the Niagara, New York Police Department, and he came with the chemicals they use at a crime scene now. So he found a pool of blood in front of this opening. In front of this opening, he found a pool of blood that runs almost out to the rope. So we know at least one man, as Mr. Pierce said, is going to be killed up here. As a matter of fact, the man that did the work up here claimed that the amount of blood here either represented more than one man or the person here had their blood out. But we also know that at least one other person is shot up here, possibly more than that in the house. Because Confederates occupied this house from the evening of July 1st to the early morning hours of the 4th of July. It definitely gives them a lot of time. But nobody aimed through those little holes. They're shooting at the house, but they shot at this house a lot. And if you haven't and you want to, you go along this side of the house after the tour. We still have bullet holes in the side of the house from the battle. I often say to everybody, you came all the way to Gettysburg, stick your finger in a bullet hole. But downstairs in the case, she wrote to her sister from here that she had been 5 days out of her home, and when she came back in her home, she went in what she called her fancy room, so kind of like what we have. Mm-hmm. She said when she walked in there, what she found was the soldiers that had occupied the house had took in the neighbors' pigs and butchered them in her fancy room. Mm-hmm. I say she has the last word on it. But having said that, both sides do this. It's not just Confederate soldiers. The Union soldiers absolutely trash the houses as well. And you know, this battle ends with only one civilian being killed. Those numbers are amazing to think about. We were darn lucky. Mm-hmm. We really were. I don't blame Hetty for leaving her house, because I think if it was up to me, I would have left my home. But what we know now is she could have actually stayed here. She'd have been fine. There's no indication in Gettysburg that either army intentionally did anything to a civilian here in town. And I will tell you that is unusual on the battlefield, but for whatever reason, we luck out. Because she would come here when George's business was being planned, he did not have stairs. You went along the back of the house, entered through the bowling alley, and straight into the saloon. As a matter of fact, when this house is built, like many houses of this time period, there was no access to the basement from the inside of the house. You had to go out and come in through one of the bulkheadways to get in here, or through the bowling alley, as the case might be. We have a medical bed down here. I will tell you that this is not going to be a hospital. There are no surgeons assigned to this building, and we don't know 100% if Hetty had wounded here. I sincerely doubt that she didn't, because everybody in town has wounded. The Pierces, the Garlicks do. You probably have heard this called a vast sea of hospitals. In 1860 census said that Gettysburg had 2,400 people living in the town. When these armies finish fighting and pull out of here, they leave behind over 21,000 wounded men. The Union soldiers left us 106 medical professionals to deal with 21,000 wounded men. The ladies in town have to step up that summer. There's no other way around it. If you are here in Gettysburg for those first 3 days of July 1863, what you're going to find is the humidity like we have today, because it's been a very rainy spring. It starts off on the 1st of July at about 72 degrees. By the time of Pickett's charge on July 3rd, it's over 88 degrees here. We're going to have about 165,000 men marching into this town to fight in a 3-day battle that we didn't know was going to happen. So we didn't build them any restrooms to use while they were here. With this army is going to be about 100,000 horses and mules. Those animals drop about 24 pounds of manure apiece each day. You got that. You got 21,000 wounded. The battle ends with a little over 5,000 dead, and more men will join them in the coming weeks. We bury the men, but then there's the horses. It's somewhere between 5,000 and 7,000 dead animals on the field. We know the Army burnt some while they were here, but once they left, everybody in town pretty much does the same thing. Drag these animals as far to the back of your property, away from your house as you can, and you let them rot for the summer. 30 miles north of us in Harrisburg, there's letters written to the local newspaper complaining about the smell in Harrisburg. 30 miles away. Now I'm going to tell you, different people talked about here in town getting used to the smell, and if you went somewhere and then came back, it would hit you again. But the thing that nobody got used to was flies. George promised his girls he was going to come home for Christmas. He actually did. It just took 2 years. In December of 1863, he got his 4-day pass to come home, which as far as we can tell from looking at George's record, was actually the first time he came home after he left. So, but unfortunately, the war has not ended. So when the 4 days are over, George has to go back to his unit.
What are we doing today, Mary?
We are going to go see Annabelle the doll.
All right, it's official. We're in. We're stamped. Are you stamped?
I'm stamped.
We're stamped. We're here. We made it.
Okay.
So let's go see what's going on. Check that out. Look at that, even a marquee up there. That's pretty cool. All right.
Okay.
All right, there she is. There's the movie one. It's an actual movie prop. Hi, what do you think, man?
I think we saw Annabelle the doll.
Yeah, she's right
She's
back
right
there.
behind it.
Right over my shoulder.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creepy stuff in here.
There's some interesting pieces, and then
Yeah.
there's some other ones that are just a little odd.
A little strange.
But much more wide open space than I expected. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's like done on purpose.
It's like they put these tents inside the expo center, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And that's where they put the museum pieces inside. They have these fans blowing in here, so there's a nice airflow going through.
Yeah.
It's like comfortable to be in.
Yeah, I don't know if they, like, I could have put this into one of these tents, maybe two. There's 4 tents, but I think maybe they expected a lot of people.
Well, it just
maybe,
started. It just
and
started.
that's why they made it so open.
Probably. It's starting to get busy. There's a line already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this goes on for another 10 hours today. So, we got here kind of 15 minutes after it opened.
Yeah, but parking was already full.
Parking was full
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
And it's going on tomorrow too, but we're not coming back down.
But we got to see Annabelle the doll.
Yeah, right there. She's sitting on my shoulder. And they have the one from, you got the one from the movie too,
Yeah, the
sitting
one
on the
from
floor.
the movie. If you step to your side that way, she should be right behind
She's in
that
front
lady.
of that lady right there. So
But,
we've only seen half of, or 2/3 of this
Right.
so far.
She's gonna move. There she is. You can see her
Yeah,
now.
right there.
I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, maybe. I don't know if we can zoom in. Maybe we can't.
Zoom in and out in this mode.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll have to show you the other side.
You recorded it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
We got 2 so far.
All right. Yeah, we got
Huh?
Ryan Buell and
Ryan
the
Buell.
Ghost Brothers.
The Ghost Brothers.
Right now, we're chasing Steve Gonzalez
Gonzalez.
down the hall.
Yeah, turn around. Turn around. He's right
There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is.
All right. Well, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
starting to get busy, so that means it's time for
But
us
the
to
homies
leave.
Yeah.
We didn't get Steve Gonzalez,
No, we didn't get
but
to
you got some.
distance
What would you call
shots,
that? Like
paparazzi shots.
paparazzi cam footage.
Yeah.
But we did get the Ghost Brothers. I'm hiding the pictures that we got autographed
Because it's
it
a
is
little
raining.
rainy out.
We got the Ghost Brothers and
Ryan Buell.
Ryan Blue.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I didn't
saw
get to
Annabelle.
have Steve, but that's okay. He had to go to a talk.
did you want to go back and see Steve?
Well, it's okay. We can go.
Steve's really the only one. That
It's the only one
knew.
that I knew, and him and Tango. But
Tango's
Tango's
not
not
here.
here. I didn't see him anywhere.
I don't know. Something happened or whatever. He was supposed to be here.
Yeah. But they were the only ones I knew. Like, I knew of the other ones too. I shouldn't say that I didn't know them, because I do know them.
Ghost Hunters. We watched a lot of.
We watched a lot of Ghost Hunters. That's where I got my paranormal education.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh well.
Okay, so we didn't do any video last night at dinner because we went to a swanky place with Dr. Kaiser. So,
Okay.
where did we go last night?
So
Dobbin's
we went to
house.
Dobbin House
Tonight we're
in the Alexander Dobbin room.
yeah, that was a new one for us.
Yeah, we normally eat in the basement in the tavern down there.
Yeah, so they just threw us in instead of the dungeon in the basement, they threw us in the dungeon in the back room, but still was good food.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They always have really good food.
What else we did yesterday?
All kinds of stuff. We drove out to
See, I thought you remember quicker than I did.
I don't know. We drove all over the place.
We went to
Sachs Bridge.
Sachs Bridge. Yeah, we drove out on the battlefield and saw it with the fog and stuff.
We did. So we
Yeah,
went
the
back out to
Devil's
Little
Den.
Rowden Hop and Devil's Den.
Yeah, and what was the house that we showed? Driver House. And then you didn't have ice cream yesterday,
I didn't have ice cream yesterday.
so you plan on having
I
it tonight.
did request it, but I was like vetoed. Should have gone just with my brother-in-law because he said he would have gone too. So next time, we're just going to go ourselves together. Leave the rest of them home in the
So
hotel.
I didn't make it to the ghost hunt last night. How was the ghost hunt?
Not up to expectations.
Okay, enough said about the ghost hunt last night. Then today we went to the paranormal Paracon, which that's going to be coming out on our Haunted Travels channel, so it won't be in this update. Then we all took a break,
We all took a nap.
and now we're at Sweeney's Tavern,
Right.
right?
Yes.
And then we're probably going to get ice cream.
So we're definitely going to get ice cream. Because I can't come to Gettysburg and only get Mr. G's once. So this has to be my number 2. And then I might get some on the way out of town tomorrow. Can't rule that out.
So that should update our weekend. All right, we'll come back in a minute.
All right.
So our waitress brought her drink, but we're not by ourselves. We're not those weird people that just sit in a booth on one side.
No.
We're
So,
actually
we're with people.
with people.
Hello. But we're equally
Hello.
weird people in the booth.
All right.
What are we doing tomorrow? Just going home?
I don't know.
Don't know yet.
We'll see
what
what
happens.
happens after tonight.
I have to edit video tonight. That's why I'm trying to finish this. So this will come out Monday. Yeah, so maybe we'll pop in later and give you more of an update and close out this video.
Okay.
All right? Okay. In this video, we're going to go do a session on East Cemetery Hill. Hello there, parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. I'm your host, Sean Donley.
I'm your co-host, Marianne Donley.
One of our favorite places in Gettysburg is East Cemetery Hill, right here. You come out at night, you can't cross over those rocks right there, but you can go right there and do a session. And we're going to go do one right now. Okay, are you here with us? That kid was hearing it. I wasn't hearing it.
Yeah, that kid was hearing stuff, but I don't know if he was or not. We'll have to listen to the playbacks.
I really should remember to put our cards in my pocket. There's like 4 subscribers right there. They're in the car.
today's date?
Did it say the 2nd?
Yeah, I said, what is today's date? The 2nd.
That works. Did you record that? She asked what today's date was. It said the 2nd.
They missed you? No. Well, it was foggy coming in, and now it's foggy going out.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're coming up on Mr. Ed's. Mr. Ed. All right. In and out of Gettysburg on our journeys this time have been filled with fog.
Yeah. Very foggy.
Super, super foggy.
All right, there you go. Our return back to Gettysburg.
That's right.
Been a while.
It has.
You have fun?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I did have a good time.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to this?
Oh, I stopped by my little Union Drummer Boy store. And Mr. G's ice cream.
Twice.
I would have liked to have had it 3 times, but oh well.
Yep, we did some of the favorite spots.
Yes.
Do some things. Go to a Paracon. Yep. Have a good time. All right, folks. If you enjoy what we are doing out at Donley Cove, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like, share, all that stuff like that. Also look for us on Instagram. Just search for Donley Cove.
All right.
So till next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting.